months, November 25th to February the 1st. And this, the final tie of match day 8. You can check all the details on www.purpleleague.com, but I can tell you straight up, sometimes it's better just to hear it. Ampang Jaya were in 5th at the beginning of this match, and Serdang in the blue and white were in 9th. It's a solid 5th for Ampang Jaya, so it looks like they will be going to the Champions Challenge. It's, well, a bit of work needs to be done for Serdang. So far, they're doing it. As I said, the net total from this match, this game here, this match will not help either, really. Whoever wins it will just take the extra 1 game. They've already done the best they can by delivering at least 2 to their clubs. And already 6-2 up, so 8-4 in the tie score. Good +4 for Serdang.
Yeah, again, a very colorful from Shawal.
Yeah.
He has his own way of trying to get the shuttle away from him.
Yeah,
but,
and I think that's like the 4th time that we've seen him try it as well. So perhaps that might turn into a weakness if he's targeted.
Look at him. Oh,
very unconventional in terms of how he pushes it. And again, that's not the most conventional of strokes.
yeah, straight to Shawal. Yep.
Straight to Shawal. He tries another between the legs, and there was that one that worked.
Yeah, but one of the good things about Shawal, he stays quite low, and that's very good for doubles. I mean, you don't have to be too tall as a doubles player. Because most of the time we'll be getting a lot of smashes, which is very low.
Now immediately, Kopiko is over and out of his chair. Have to switch sides, of course. A little bit of an ear into what's going on. That's how the tie stands right now. That's the scores as well. This definitely the final phase of action. Somebody will win. Don't forget, all 4 players have yet to win a match in the Kopiko Purple League. Yes, it's true. You can check all the results and schedules on www.purpleleague.com. But by the time you do, one of them would have changed their stats. One of them is about to win. There's that spectacular return of it. Hey, I'm happy it's worked a couple of times, but it's the 3 or 4 times it hasn't worked.
I know. If 4 out of 10, I think
it's
that's not good enough.
Not good enough.
But some players has their own style. I think it's great to just be yourself.
And it does add that unpredictability to his game as well. And they've managed, as I said, to keep up. That's exactly what they've done here. 5-6. Showing a good touch at the net.
That's the one.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I like his style.
I don't know. I don't know if the fall afterwards was dramatic or not, but
this is the one. Yeah.
The one. It's almost like he took all the power out into his own body.
But I think the smashes actually leads to this shot. I think Ong did very well to do that. So it opens up opportunity to Shawal to have more option whether to smash it or just place it at the front.
And credit to Shawal in that replay as well for moving forward anyway, for finding his position. 6-all. Could have been 7-5. It wasn't for that wonderful drop shot.
That's a fast shot from Wang.
absolutely lightning.
Oh, just a little bit out. He's not happy with that, definitely. I think he's going after that corner at the back.
Yeah, I just wonder if his body was in the right place to take that forehand. That's the thing. Couldn't really keep it in. Now this is turning into a very interesting fifth game. It's 9-6, but we've seen Shaol and Ong come back before. They've done it in both of the games that they won. Let's see if they can do it here. Chen and Wang, meanwhile, just 2 points away. That's one of them gone. Look, they're talking frenetically. They want to make sure of these 2 points, but with 29 unforced errors to their name, they're not sure whether it's going to go over or not.
Again,
all out.
Yep. Lots of net play at the front. They are forcing each other to leave the shot.
10 more unforced errors than their opponents over 5 games. It's been a great performance from the boys in yellow. It's been 6 a game for the boys in blue.
Oh.
Well, they get themselves, with a broken racket, they get themselves 2 match points.
Yeah, Wang and Chen forcing Shaol and Ong to leave the shuttle high to give them opportunity to smash, especially Wang. He's looking for it.
Now, Chen and Wang have never been in this position before. They've never had 2 match points. They've never won a match. Nerves. So far, so good.
Oh, nice.
So far, so bad.
What a shot. Empty space, very clear at the back. Look at the movement of Wang and Chen. I think that's the combination. Wang was a bit too late to go back.
Yep. Now, as I said, we could get to a double match point for 2 pairs that haven't won. We've got ourselves to the unbelievable point. It's a double match point, 2 games apiece. Both of these pairs have never won a single match in the Kopiko Purple League. Somebody will win it, yes, as we said before.
Wow.
Somebody's going to win it now. That's the thing. Both these in the Kopiko Purple League, all games are decided by 1 point. This 1 point is probably going to lead to one of these pairs getting on their knees.
Oh!
There you go. There you go.
Yep. What a great fighting spirit from Ong and Shaol. I think definitely.
On cue, and see how happy they are. Their first win. Amazingly well done.
Overall, I think they played really well, these 4 players. But like you said, the motivation to win a match really, got to Shaol and also Ong. They were down 8-10. But again, being there, being patient, and go for it.
Shaol, we can excuse him that he's made a couple of shots. Look at that. Now, if that was happy, let's hear what they have to say. They're about to go for their first post-match winning speech with JD on court as we look at that 33-minute confirmation of the 8-5 score to Serdang. Back in it for Ampang Jaya.
All right, we're down here with the guys who just picked up a win in an amazing doubles match. It could have gone either way. The final set, how did you control? Because they had the lead. How did you control your emotions?
We changed our strategy and we listened to our coach and we cool down and we get it.
What did your coach tell you?
Don't pressure ourselves and play our best. So.
Now, one thing I know that happened before you came out, you were worried about the fact that everyone was taller than you, right? Is that? I don't think you have a problem with that anymore. You're quite happy with the win, right?
Yeah, I'm happy with my win. And about the tall things, I'm just joking.
You worked really, really hard. Congratulations. It's a win for Ampang Jaya. Congratulations, guys.
It's a well-deserved win for Ampang Jaya.
Yeah. Looking at this, Shaol don't have to worry whether he's he's tall or not so tall, but definitely his speed and also his determination really puts Ong and himself a very well-deserving win today. But end of the day, I should say that this young player, Chen and Wang, could be much better in the next few matches, especially with their very strong combination and smashes. And I should say that, yeah, Chen and Wang, although they make 31 unforced error compared to Shawwal and Ong, only 19. I think they have to improve on that.
Well, that's it. I mean, as we've said, if you get over 22, maybe, you might be excused. 31, 51, 58, no. So those 31 unforced errors, remember, 31 given points to Shawwal and Ong. Now, we're not going to say in any way that Shawwal and Ong did not deserve that match because they were there when they needed to be there and they came up with the points when they needed to come up with the points. It set this tie up very nicely. The mixed doubles, the 4th match of 6. And we get to see Sanatasa again with Tanchi Tian versus Terry He and Siobhan Lai.
Well, 2 young pairs today, and we want to know what their manager going to talk about them and what's their strengths and weaknesses.
All right, and we're down here with the managers once again before the start of the match. First, let's chat with Serdang BC boss Ong Yu Hock. Now you're playing Sana in the mixed doubles again. You've changed your partner though. What's the strategy here? What's going on?
Because the other 2 mixed double girls are not here, so I have to put Tasha with this Tan Chi Tian. And Tan Chi Tian is a mixed double player, so we can see that how they combine and then try to get more points. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ong Yu Hock. Over to Ampang Jaya boss Hokek Mong. Now your pairings won once before here in the Kopiko Purple League. Are you hoping they'll have a similar result or even better than before?
Yeah, of course. In his previous match against Puchong United BC, Terry has performed outstandingly and won one of our top Malaysia mixed double player. So I'm quite confident with today's pairing and I hope that they can deliver. Just play consistently and stable. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you very much, managers. Back to you in the Ibercourt commentary box.
So, Sharon, how do you think this one's going to turn out?
I think it's going to be quite close. It's very interesting pairing. I mean, Sanatasa, she plays a lot of singles. Well, Chi Tian, a very experienced doubles player, I'm sure would guide her. And talking about Terry and Siobhan as well, I think they had a few good matches here. So somehow I should say 50-50.
That's interesting. That's exactly what Donald said at the beginning of this match as well. Sitting on the fence, eh, Sharon? No, it's understandable. The way this match has been playing out so far, both Ampang Jaya and Serdang have come out with their weapons. And we do know about Sanatasa that she has at least acquitted herself pretty well in doubles at the net, especially. She's got the reflexes that she needs. So hopefully backed up with the smash from Tan Chi Tian. As I said yesterday, well, men's singles in badminton is like a game of chess. Women's singles is elegant. Men's doubles is electric. And this is probably the last traditional doubles setup that you can think of. It's, you know, when people are putting their pairs out, it's usually a very tall man at the back and smaller lady at the front. And as we've seen in some of the best in the world, that they keep to those positions a lot more. Women's singles and men's doubles have really, it's almost a case of having twins on either side of the net. And let's just see if Sanatasa, as you said, singles player, can rise to the occasion here. The tie is at 8-5. Serdang needing roughly 30 games to outdo Klang United. Not an impossibility at all with 3 match days left. Ampang Jaya in 5th. They'd be looking with their +9 Sorry, plus 11, to be correct. 87 won and 76 lost. They'll be looking to move up to 4th. And only about 3 or 4 games off that. But currently, they are 6 games off, being, of course, 3 down here. Don't forget, there are plus games differences and there are minus games differences, and that's why Bunks Hawks are at the bottom of the table and are going to be staying at the bottom of the table. I hate to say it, I think they're a fantastic team. I think the manager's great, but they really did get the run of the mill from all the other clubs in this first season. And there's some 100 games off.
Yep. But looking at this, Jivan, 5 points from 5 unforced error.
That's the kind of game that I have to say, and we are neutral commentators, but even as fans of the sport, you know they shouldn't be there. But in the same way, we can't say they can't be there, because this is not a fully professional. We've got a lot of young players. We've got a lot of players that are filling in for, you know, big stars that are away. So you can't really put the same rules down as you would, say, against the All England Open, where you'd expect has to be 5, 6 unforced errors all the time.
I think a lot of fans actually very happy to watch these younger players playing, because they could see the way of their style a bit different, and
well,
it'll be very interesting sometimes.
It'll be similar to the kind of style they play on the streets, with just nets that they've tied up between trees, and that's exactly the kind of thing that you see. You know, whether it's Brazilians with football or New Zealanders with rugby, you see the game on the streets, and you do see the game on the streets in Malaysia as well, especially on Sundays. So, you know, they haven't had the benefit of national training where you learn your positioning, and you all been able to have the likes of Ong Yu Hock as your manager. So you see the rough edges, is what I'm saying, of each of the players.
But it's very interesting when we started to watch them playing from 25th November until now. They have improved a lot, and I've noticed few young players already.
Oh yes, definitely. And that's why I'm looking forward to the Sung Juven Gogap Chen. That's going to be coming up after this. Gogap Chen has really improved his game. It used to be very smash driven, but he's now got a very delicate net game as well that he's added. And as you said before, there is that space in women's singles and men's singles in Malaysia, just below the Julia Wong, just below the T Jing Yis, for example, where you could fill up areas. And then we could have a nice strong squad.
Yeah. Well, I think both of them, I mean, both pairs are still warming up in the first game.
Yep, I mean, that's already 8 unforced errors off 13 points. Make that 9 off 14. Did they mean to smash the rackets together? If you've never played badminton before, by the way, I can tell you that these rackets are so delicate and so light these days as well. They used to be made of steel and metal, but, you know, if you do clash them, it's very easy to not break them, but bend them.
Oh, nice one. I think that's one of the best shots so far, because I think this first game started with too many unforced errors from 4 players.
Yeah, it's beginning to settle into something more solid now. But still, Sanatasa serving to stay in this game. Well, positionally, they're all over the shop. And add that to the unforced error. I didn't want to say it, Sharon, but there was a massive space on the left side in the middle of that point.
Yeah, definitely when we see here, on the left side of Sanatasa and also her partner Chi Tian, somehow I think both pairs has to work on the movement and covering each other well.
Yeah, they seem to be enjoying themselves, which is good. as I said, the Ampang Jaya players being already in 5th, well, they're going to be a lot happier. Serdang, well, they can have a good run as we look at the tie score, 8-6. So that nullification, and there's that amazing stat that Serdang have still yet to win themselves a tie. We've seen them win matches today already in the men's singles and the women's singles, but they have yet to win a match. But the closest attempts they've had to actually winning a match were against 2 of the top 3 sides, Kopiko and Muar City of all. Muar City have come out so confidently. We watched them yesterday.
Yeah. Absolutely
Absolutely obliterate Petaling Jaya, basically. So, as we said, they can take it to the best, but they just can't beat the rest. And that's led them into being 9th after winning the Rookies Cup, which was just specifically for the young players. As the season opener, kind of the charity shield. Better play from Sana and Tan.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they started well. There are more rallies. There are more aggressive shots. I think if 4 players could do that, I think this match will be much more interesting.
I have a funny feeling that we will see them warm up. The unforced error counts at least stabilized now at 6 each. If it stays there in the second game, then that's still 3 a game. Well, it's never going to stay there. Sometimes I wish for these things. Sometimes I just wish that there never be an unforced error again. It's 4 robots playing badminton. But I do agree with you. Possibly a few too many coming in too frequently at this point.
Yeah. Nice one. I think that's one of the strength at the front court and taking the ball, the shuttle really early. I think look at this. And Sana Tasa actually has to be careful with Siobhan, who are really fast.
Exactly, yeah. She's going to be taught a lesson or 2 at the net. Sana, we have seen do quite well. She is, as you said, a singles player, so it's always a bit of a challenge to adapt to doubles anyway. But when you come up against the likes of, say, Vita Marissa or Chow Mei Kwan up at the net, then you do get a lesson taught to you. There's no doubt about it. I'll even put Tika Ingram in there, actually, and she's been one of the more developing players.
Yeah, somehow in doubles, you have to play with another player, and there are 2 persons on court. It's all about communication.
It's also...
and understanding as well.
Exactly. A lot of people talk about that as a positive thing. It's also, and this was highlighted to me by Samuel Nason, about not blaming your teammate for anything that goes wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if you see them make a very silly error, you have to push it out of your head and get together with your teammate again. You're not going to change your teammate halfway through the point.
No.
So it's about forgiveness as well. And once all those things, I mean, ideally, if they're just the best of friends, then it usually works. And we've seen through the years, men's doubles, women's doubles, Tan Boon Hyung, Koo Kin Kat, how close they've been off court as well as on court.
But it affects a lot when off court they are not doing well together or understand well together, because it will bring
it onto
whatever
the court,
their anger on court.
Yeah.
So on court, off court, they have to be friends and in good communication.
I think that's actually, and I've said I'm not going to stick my neck out in any way because they were former world #1s, but the relationship between Tan Boon Hyung and Koo Kin Kat as well, at one point, absolutely solid, 100% fine. Now, Ken Ket possibly has become a little bit more emotional. Tan Boon Hyung is still really calm. And obviously they're not playing together anymore. But at their heyday, when they were both thinking in each other's minds, they were unstoppable, absolutely. a case of that calmness of Gunhyong and that aggressiveness of Ken Ket was working together when they won.
Yin and yang, they call it.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Day and night, every opposite.
Yeah, I remember Chia Soon Kit and Su Bing Kiang when they were playing in Thomas Cup or any other Super Series, and they partnered well.
I think that's one of those instances where you have to forgive your partner. Siobhan was just hit in the back.
Oh, nice trick, but
nice try, yeah.
Because definitely there's an empty space on the left side.
Almost worked out for her.
Yeah, again, Siobhan too fast at the front.
And targeting Sanatasa by the looks of it. I mean, if in doubt, target the singles player.
Yeah, Sanatasa haven't even get back to a steady position, and that's when Siobhan put it again towards her.
A lot of people don't notice this with the speed of the game that happens, but when you do hit a badminton shuttlecock, the ideal space for your feet or feet position should be flat on the ground so that you get the most stability of it. You shouldn't really hit off tiptoes. And you look at, even at the end of the little runs that they make, it's usually a really solid stance before they go through with the follow-through. That's either, of course, or hit it in the air with your jump shot.
Yeah.
And so far, it's been, you can see that in Sanatasa especially, she's trying to find her feet as a doubles partner. You've got to be really solid when you hit it. If not, that instability in your feet, believe it or not, and this actually from some of the development stuff that I've been doing, I've seen, if you have instability in your feet when it's not flat, it translates through to your arms, so your accuracy.
That's the most interesting thing about our human body. It connects to each other.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get pain on your thigh, and not just because of the thigh itself, but because of your glutes at the back or something like that. It affects each other.
And it's actually adversely, it's almost opposite. So you could feel a pain in the left side of your body. It's actually linked to something that's going on in your right side. It's all physical biodynamics. You as a national athlete, ex-national athlete, have been through all of this stuff. I'm sure your body was absolutely looked at, conditioned, and
definitely,
taken through
and
all
lots
of it.
of hard work.
Yeah.
And I really admire all these players who are playing, because day by day they have to get ready for the next matches, and definitely, you know, physiotherapy, massage, or even psychology session would be good for them. And I'm very sure as well each team would have service like that for each player.
Building strength inside and out. But as we've said on so many occasions, as we look here at the first points of the third game, Ampang Jaya in total control so far. No problems for Siobhan. She's been very useful.
She's very calm so far.
I said I'm a big fan of that front position played in mixed doubles. Xiaomei Kwan wasn't in action yesterday. She's been a shining example of it, but Siobhan we've seen around the scene for a while. She's not 100% new, but that's what you have to do. You have to marshal that net.
Oh, Terry did really well so far.
Yeah.
I think he's using all his power to make a very good opener for Siobhan at the front.
Well, you can see just the way Siobhan moved there, where she was expecting it to go, and that's really the mark of it. Comes to awareness.
Oh, yeah.
Badminton is actually one of the few sports which actually has mixed doubles, men's and women's competitions. The Hopman Cup in tennis is another one, of course. Usually you have women's draws, you have men's draws. The squash, of course, WSA
Yeah, we have
and
doubles
TSA.
in Commonwealth Games.
Yeah. But you never see mixed football, for example. You never see
No, not yet.
Not yet. You're right, but I think the women's US national team could probably take on a few male national teams and win. They're very, very good. I have to say, they're really good. But we're not here to talk about football. We're here to talk about badminton. 7-1, Terry and Siobhan racing away to the clearest cut win so far, if this is it. It's been close matches for all of them except this.
Oh, I think he missed that. Just a little bit.
Wide.
Yeah.
Do you think that this clean dismissal of Sanatasa and Tan has been down to just positioning, or?
I should say understanding of each other, you know, where to stand and where to place the shuttle. And I think I should say that Terry and Siobhan don't give too much chance or opportunity for them to do any good shot.
Yeah, and like that. That was a nice push into
Yeah.
the corner. Both Terry and Siobhan have been efficient enough, and now this is going to really put the tie on its head because it's 8-5. They're about to win by the looks of it, based on the stats. 3-0, which means the tie will be tied up at 8-all. And all that good work from Wang Suwei and Go Jinwei earlier on cancelled out by Shawal Anong. And now Siobhan and Terry, and that's it. In fact, 11-3, they take the third after two 11-6s, and that has been by far the shortest, well, not closest, the shortest game that we've seen today, shortest match.
Yeah, I should say that in terms of placement of the shuttle and also movement, the advantage is towards Terry and Siobhan. But having said that, Tan and Sanatasa has done their best today, just not good enough.
Very true. Let's find out what Siobhan and Terry had to say. That's confirmation of that score. And also, look at that, 8 apiece as we move into a critical men's singles. Let's hear from Terry and Siobhan. They're on court with JD.
All right, down here with the winners of the mixed doubles match. Ampang Jaya started off a little bit slow this time around. Was there a lot of pressure for you guys to tie it up for your team?
Of course, because our team is down by a few points, right? So we hope to do our best to gain back the wins and help the team, yeah.
Now the thing is now it is tied, even Stevens. What do you want to tell your teammates right now? Because you can win it, but they need to focus. What do you want to tell your teammates?
Well, I'd like to tell my teammates to carry on, to win as much as possible. Of course, it will be good for our overall score. And I'll tell them good luck and play your best. Just enjoy.
Very well done. Congratulations. A win for Ampang Jaya.
A win that has really set things up, Sharon. As we look at some of the highlights here.
Yeah, definitely. Siobhan and Terry started really well. I think they step up the game, not giving any chance to Tan and Sanatasa. But I should say Sanatasa and Tan are really trying their best to place the shuttle or the shots in a proper position. But end of the day, the aggressiveness of Terry and Siobhan give them the win today.
Good on the unforced errors from Terry and Siobhan as well. 11 there. It was a short game, as we said, but 17 on the other side. So very well marshaled game, we can say. And as we were just mentioning earlier, you can't really put the same restrictions on these types of players that you can on the strict professionals. So we can allow them to get away with a few unforced errors. But what a match we have now. Go Gap Chin is definitely one of the players elect to move on underneath Chong Wei Feng and Liu Darren, for example. He's got the skills for it. He's been upping his game against the much younger Sung Ju Ven, who could become Go Gap Chin.
Yeah, Sung Ju Ven definitely, I think he's one of our young superstars. There are so much hope on him, just like Jin Wei. But again, we have a lot of World Junior champions in Malaysia. But what happened when they are after 19? That's when they struggle a little bit, maybe mentally, physically. For example, I was interviewing Kento Momota. She was World Junior champion. After 2 years, he is now world number 13.
Yeah.
So that's how...
Those years are exactly it, when the support system kind of lets you become the champion that you are. Now, it's very true that if you think of the 5 different types of categories. Oh, I think we're just about ready. I'll get back to that in a second. Just about ready to get on court. You can see Ong Yoo-hok standing with JD. Gonna get some comments from the managers before the match.
All right, down here with the managers. Once again, remember, everyone's fighting for a top 8 finish for the Resorts World Genting Champions Challenge. Check out the website, ibookcourt.com for ticketing right now. Let's chat with Serdang BC boss Ong Yoo-hok. Even right now, Juven's playing. How would you say Juven's been performing overall over the entire season for Serdang BC?
I think he's doing quite well. Only thing that sometimes when there is an opportunity to game, he did not make it. So that is the thing that we need to overcome the problem there.
But you think today he's going to do it?
Yeah, we hope that I think you will do it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ong Yoo-hok from Serdang BC. Over to Hoket Mong from Ampang Jaya BC. Gyap Chin's got, if I'm not mistaken, 5 wins and 1 loss record so far. Will he be able to pull Ampang Jaya ahead with this match?
Of course, for the past few matches, Gyap Chin has suffered from his leg injury. But right now, I think after the short break, he is physically prepared now. So, of course, I hope that he can deliver for today. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Back to you in the Ivory Court commentary box.
Now, you did say that Sung Ju-ven has a very good technical game, and Gyap Chin, as you can see, is low to the ground. His center of gravity means he moves around the court very quickly, but he also has an incredible jump smash, which is what he used to base his game on. But look at this, 19-year-old Sung Ju-ven. I wonder if he's going to be overpowered here by Gyap Chin. And what we've seen over the last few match days is he has just a couple of years' experience, is adding extra bits to his game.
Yeah, definitely. When we talk about Gyap Chin, look at him physically, very strong legs, very balanced on court. Meanwhile, Juven, definitely a very skillful player, but somehow, you know, he has to step up. And whether he can last physically or not, we will see how he plays today.
You do need to beat peak physical fitness to play badminton. You're moving around at all different angles, at all different speeds, starting and stopping, which is actually the most important thing. In football, everyone's running all the time, but here, sometimes you have to stop dead, and we've seen full splits done on the court, especially at speed as well. So
yeah, I should say stop, change direction can be very tiring.
Yeah.
Because a good marathon runner doesn't mean they can stay long on court in badminton court or even in squash court.
Well, I was about to say that being a squash player, current squash player as well, moving around, that's a lot of lateral movement that you've got to come up with, and a lot of moving back and forth as well. So that's why. So as you just heard about Gyap Chin, he's won 5, lost 1. Sung Ju-ven has only played 3 times, but he won 2 of those. And what I'm worried about here for Ju-ven is, you know, Ong Yoo-hok also said just now in the matches, in the manager's interview, that pressure, you said it as well, pressure might not be, well, he's been put in here at 8-all in the 5th match. And you don't get more pressure than that when it comes down to winning a tie, when you're 9th and you're looking for 8 spots. So the entire, you know, each stat collapses upon each other, and that might just be what gets them, especially if Gyap Chin, as he has done, starts stretching away.
Yes, I think this is one of the ways for Juven to win more points, because definitely Gyap Chin's smashes are much stronger.
Yeah, he's going to have to keep things very flat over the net. Gyap Chin, like Azwin Ayub and Iskander, if you leave anything in that kill zone, it's coming down at your feet. It's very easy to get into badminton by just learning the smash. It's how you place it within all of the other shots. Just like that. That's how you do it.
Yep.
Now, Gyap Chin is, when I do say smash being the central part of your game. With him and Azrun Ayub and Iskander, the smash is so strong and comes down so steep. It's either going to score a point or deflect off the racket. So there's a very good chance that you're walking away with a point if you get it.
So those type of player, if it goes in, it goes in. If not, then they're in trouble. But somehow, I think Gyapchin, he has quite a bit of other shots as well. He's just not depending on his smashes. That's how he's winning.
Well, that one loss I remember that he had, it was exactly that. He was caught out at the net every time that these smashes were returned. So we've noticed him now moving forward a lot more. And as I said, adding delicate drops. Just like that.
Oh, that's a good strategy. Moving Gyapchin around, flat to the back and not giving him any chance, any comfortable position to do his smash. But Juven has to play smart. And always on the toes. Think, you know, one step, two step further.
Well, exactly. If he leaves anything too high, he knows it's going to be absolutely destroyed. So, again, as Go Jinwei did earlier on in the women's singles against the much taller Yang Peiji, she came back from 7-1 down to win a match, and that was literally just from playing pinpoint precise badminton.
There was an interview from Nadi Arena, from Astro Arena news team, and they asked Juven, are you going to be the next Lee Chong-wei? So for him, he said he has to work hard few steps without thinking too much of that.
I think that's probably the most pressured question you could ever ask anyone.
Yeah.
But it has been a question that, I have to be honest, has been hanging around the air in Malaysia for a while now. Dr. Lee Chong-wei can still play with the best of them, but he is 34 now. Yep, 34, and you know, I mean, we've seen, well, Nicole David is another one. You never know when she's going to stop because she's so fit. Badminton, a different discipline. You have to see Chong-wei retiring at some point in the next 3 years. 37, 38 would be incredible if he could still keep playing. So it has been hanging around the air. Morten Frost, of course, is coming to Malaysia, and he's going to be taking a hand in half of the affairs. Wouldn't it be great if some of the stars he can work with came from this Kopiko Purple League? I did talk to him beforehand. I'm sure he's a fan of it. I haven't spoken to him since then, but he's all about development. In fact, he was one of the first players to actually see Chong-wei in Penang when he was 14.
Yeah, we hope that he could turn Juven and any young players to better players. I mean, especially in the world circuit.
You know, he's so calm and knows so much about badminton. I'm sure he could, but we'll see. There's a lot of his own words, I think he said. I was talking to Nicholas Anel, one of the newspaper journalists around here, and he's also on the podcast that I have, and he was saying that he spoke to Morten Frost, and the first things he said was a lot of work that has to be done. But if there's anyone that can do it, it'll be him. Now back to the game, 7-4. Go Gyapchin using his smash well.
Yep, very fast, but a nice reflect.
That's exactly what you said. If it doesn't work, then there's a chance that you've left all that space behind you.
Yeah, look at this. Very good save. At the end of the day, look at this. I think it's just automatically. The racket was just ready.
Instinctive.
And towards Juven's forehand.
Yeah, it's a reflex return. Probably didn't even know. Actually, it was Ng Hui Lin who was here. She said that half of the shots she's played, you only realize that you played them when you watch the video afterwards, because she was a doubles player, of course, so fast you couldn't even see them. Maybe Juven will look at that later on, because he can now, of course, with the replays that are on channel 816 and 834, and go, did I do that, really?
Yeah, some of the coaches will keep the video for match analysis.
Oh, I'm sure they are, yeah. You know Ong Yu-Hok does, but you know that. You can see that. He's already shaking his head.
And the good thing is nowadays they have sports science, which is applied sports code. So it would tell a player's mistake, whether at the front net or at the back, or whether the smashes are good or not. And it's very interesting.
Oh, yeah, no, it's exactly what I've been, as I said, my journey into development sports has taken me into the actual dynamics of what makes the sport happen with a badminton player, the stance, the jump smash, the body mechanics, what parts of the body are pressured, the knees, the elbows, because that's what's going to make the difference in the end. So, and it has been fascinating to go through all the different sports and see that.
Definitely when you talk about sports science, it is very important. Like America, they have been using sports science 50 years ago, and we could see that some developed countries, how they go far in sports because of sports science. And Malaysia has done really well with the help of ISN, of course, MSN, to apply this towards people like Chong Wei and Nicole. And hopefully, you know, the youngsters will take this opportunity.
Exactly, and more of it will be turning up as well. There is so much more than just getting the score. 9-7 is a good score to have, though. Expected, Sharon, do you think that Gyapchin would have this 2-point advantage here?
Yeah, but again, I think Gyapchin has to stay strong and continue being focused, because I should say that Juven is a very good young player.
Yeah,
anything could happen. Remember the match, the doubles match between Shawal and Ong, and also Chen and Wang?
Who could forget that one? Yeah. Well, that was called out. It was long. That was very interesting, because just before he took that smash, you just saw Gyapchin look at the other side of the court. I don't know if that was a dummy, but he was definitely checking out where he was going to put the smash. That one just a bit long. Still game point, though. And that is the extra part of his game that he's brought.
Yeah, not just smashes, right? Quite a skillful guy here. Definitely, overall, I think Gyapchin has more options in putting Juven in trouble.
Well, he's a couple of years older than him, of course, 21-19.
Yeah. In terms of power as well, I think advantage to Gyapchin. But I should say, being someone who's very skillful, I think Juven could change a little bit of his strategy and be careful, especially at the half court.
Yeah, and unlike Go Jinwei, as we said, maybe she has some physical development to go through as well, being so young. She is 4 years younger than Juven. So you can imagine, and I keep saying, the closest I could see is in Ratchanok, Intanon, and Tai Tzu-Ying. We'll just get to that after we look at the points he's lost so far.
Yeah.
Most of them at the net, but should he have really got the sidelines left and right probably a bit closer?
I think because of the pressure and the powerful play from Gyapchin, I think that's how Juven sometimes out of balance, but trying to make some smashes, and it wasn't accurate enough.
Yeah. And just before that, I was saying that the greatest example has been Tai Tzu-Ying. In the last 2 years, almost unrecognizable in the growth of her physical appearance because of that time when she was 16 to 18. And Jinwei, we saw the same thing. She's going to change. Whereas with Juven, now 19, he's taller, he's leaner, and you've got to add these things to your game as you go. It's going to change your dynamics as to how you play it. But however your body looks, it's that winning temperament that you were talking about.
Correct.
That you have to really foster. You had it at that point. Well, it's a game down here. Seems to me, I've never actually spoken to Juven, but he seems like a very calm and collected lad. I suppose I have to say lad, don't I? I'm so much older than him, I can't really... 19, is that man or boy? It's teenage, isn't it?
Man.
So, well, it's the last year of teenage, so we'll say man. 19-year-old man? No, 19-year-old boy.
Yeah, normally the junior tournaments, they're all under 19. So I'm not sure whether he could still qualify as a junior.
Yeah, it's true. That might also be the structure of how tournaments are put together. Might also be another reason why you see a lot of junior champions. Tai Tzu-Ying was a junior champion for Taipei, and Ratchanok Intanon, 3-time world junior champion for Thailand. They have, as you said, graduated now. Their 22s, 23s is top 10, guaranteed. They've used all of it, but what I was going to say, and I'll just say it over these early points, was one of the strengths Malaysia has in badminton is it's not just one discipline. You know, whereas the Indonesians are known for doubles and women's singles, a lot more than men's singles. Koreans, obviously, men's doubles as well. We have mixed doubles, men's doubles, well, men's singles, definitely. So if each of these areas got developed, we'd have very, very strong mixed team championships, Sudirman Cup, Thomas Cup teams.
Yeah, but other countries are catching up.
Oh, definitely.
Japan, India.
If not, India actually has.
Yeah, and Thailand, of course.
India has the most amount of players within the top 100 of any other nation. So if each of them develops, the likes of PB Sindhu, for example, then they've been led along the way by Sainya Nehwal. And Ratchanok Intanon was led by Bunsak Bonsana. We need an icon. We've got Lee Chong Wei. And in that time, whether both of these guys will make it into mixed team championships, we'll find out in the future. Right now, it's about winning this game on this court. 3-all. And Gyapchin's got to be a bit confident here, being one game up. Great clear from Juven.
Wow, what a nice save.
Didn't
I
quite
think
work.
definitely both of them worked really hard. They put the shuttle back, and this is when Gyapchin attacks. But Juven is a really fast player. Look at him.
Yeah, and now we'll just check in with the unforced error radar, and it's 10 to Juven, and it's 6 for Gyapchin. This is in the second game. That's off 26 points, so really you could expect it from Juven, being the younger player. Very good game from Gyapchin so far. If you can keep it at 6, or maybe even 8 or 9. Bit of a wave there. Nice to see. Every match day. And this is the 23rd day of action in the Kopiko Purple League, as each match day takes 3 days. There have been people here.
Oh, nice cross-court smash.
Cross-court smash.
Yeah, I think it's really hard for Gyapchin to get to the shuttle. I think most of the time he's ready, but just that this time the angle of the placement, it's pretty hard and challenging.
I think, is it safe to say that Ong Yu-Hock is a big fan of precision players, real shot makers? There he is.
Yeah.
I don't think his hands ever stay down. I think they're always up.
Look at him, so passionate about it. That's great.
Constantly, I think there isn't a single shot that we've seen him, and they've all been candid, where he's actually been his hands down. That's the passion you have.
Yeah, straight to the body. I think that works. I'm sure Yu-Hock was telling Juven, played sharp, cross-court.
Yeah.
Moves Gyapchin left to right. Because I think being someone who are a bit more muscular, their movement
he'll be slower.
Yeah,
he'll be a bit slower. He can get round quick, but he'd rather get round the way he wants to get round. If you're forcing him round, then the extra bulk that he has will definitely mean that he's going to be a bit slower, and his positioning.
I should say that the badminton players train really hard, especially when I look at them in MSN gym and also the track.
They have to, right?
They wake up so early in the morning, then they go to school and come back and play again.
Well, I think, when I was a reporter, I was interviewing them at Stadium Juara About 6:37 in the morning, they'd already be there, fully sweating. It'd be like, it's early enough for me to turn up. And you know, what people have to understand, I think what we both know from being around that area, what you might not know is at home, it's not just training. It's not just, well, you know, let's try this shot 100 times. They will do things, they will tie weight belts to you and weights to your feet.
Oh yeah, they pull you.
That's right. And to make sure that, you know, to build up certain muscles, you'll actually have to play a game of badminton with 2 kilos of extra weight on you.
Definitely. For example, look at Gyapchin, the way he's very muscular, and why he could do jumping smash is just from his training.
Exactly.
From squat, lots of bench press. So
and also that.
Yeah.
That ability to arch your back and get shots behind you there.
Oh, nice play.
He's actually built like a sprinter, I have to say.
Oh, doubles player.
Yeah, built like a doubles player, I think. It's true.
But again, it's not just training, like you said, it's not just training for all these top players.
Yeah.
What time do they sleep? What do they eat?
Especially, yeah.
Whether they can go out and party around. I don't think so, because they need to sleep really early and wake up early.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. I've never seen. I can say that from a TV perspective. I've never seen them out, ever. but I have heard, as we see Sung Ju Ven take an 8-5 lead here, and he needs to win this game. Pasta. I've heard that pasta is very good in terms of its energy.
Yeah, because it's carbohydrate. I mean, Malaysians, we eat a lot of rice, but pasta is very good. It's just that protein, before tournament, we need to take care of what we eat, because protein somehow digests a bit slow.
Yeah.
So we eat more pasta for energy, especially a week before the tournament.
Wow, I feel so unhealthy now. I really do. Just the way you were saying it, just thought, wow, I really should put some effort into it. But when do you actually eat it then? Do you eat it the night before or a week before?
No,
or how do you get the best energy yield out of it?
It has to be consistent. I mean, every players after training, they do eat carbohydrate. It's just that, for example, a week before the tournament, they are more careful so that they won't get any injury or any stomach ache, things like that.
Yeah, okay.
So they shouldn't try anything new a few days before their tournament or a week before their tournament.
Okay, well, what we just saw there, while we were just getting into a bit of biophysics for you, was an incredible point. As we get to the end of this game, a game that Sung Ju Ven has to win. There's a great rally that happened there, and he is beginning to move Gyapchin around. I think that one was a very nice drop from Gyapchin, but as you can see from the smile, I think he's probably happy he got away with it. Ju Ven has been really turning on the style.
Yeah, I think Ju Ven did well to do the smash, but didn't have time to go to the front. I think he was still flying in the air.
He was controlling the point, and he was doing that from a mid-air stance. It's true. 8-all, this important passage of play. Saved at the last minute and killed off. There was nothing else Ju Ven could do but lift from that position, especially with the late clearance. Look at how much air he gets in those jump smashes. That one's in. Just in.
Yep.
What a key point. The difference between 10-8 and 9-all in a game that Sung Ju Ven of Serdang Badminton Club has to win. It might just be too much to be 2 games down to his opponent.
Wow,
that was really well played. He gets his game point.
Yeah, nice net play from Ju Ven. Moving Gyapchin around from right to the left. Look at this. No time for him.
Now I wonder if Gyapchin can save these 2 game points.
Oh, wow, that's what he does best.
That was so well controlled from start to finish. And it's a double game point Now this is critical. Remember, Sung Ju-ven, the younger player, he's had pressure issues before. Well, if he goes 2 games down to an opponent as strong as Go Gap-chin, perhaps it might be too much. Wow, what a recovery that was, but not enough, and he gets it. You can see how quick he was off the draw.
Just like what Yu Hawk said, Juven has been playing really well. It's just that the finishing wasn't there. Some players are like that. They could lead 10-8 but just couldn't finish it.
Yeah,
and somehow it's everything physically and also mentally.
Well, this is now 1 apiece. 8-11, 11-10. And that, of course, means that the tie, as you see there, is 9-all. Absolutely no change for Serdang. And if we're going to have a look now at exactly how clinical or unclinical